bless our President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, together with his family and our nation, Kenya. May those who work with him remain under the conviction and the leading of the Holy Spirit, that they may provide good counsel to the leadership of this nation. I pray that this Talanta City will be a blessing to this nation and beyond. Our young people will be nurtured to realize their full potential. So, Lord, as your servant, the President, leads us on this event, may those who are involved in implementing this project do it with a zeal that will help the nation realize the expected results. This we pray in the mighty name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Naomba tuweze kuketi. Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Daktari William Samoei Ruto, Waziri wa Spoti Mheshimiwa Babu Namwamba, Waziri wa Masuala ya Ulinzi Mheshimiwa Aden Duale, makatibu wote waliofika hapa, Mkuu wa Majeshi ya Ulinzi General Francis Ogola, mjumbe wa Lang'ata na wajumbe wote waliofika hapa, na pia representative of the ambassador Minister Chancellor Cheng, mabibi na mabwana na wanaspoti wote waliofika mahali hapa. Mheshimiwa Rais, kwa ruhusa yako sasa naomba nimwalike DG Sports Mr. Pius Kiptenui Meto ili aweze kutupatia welcoming remarks, alafu tukiendelea na orodha. Karibu, tumpigie makofi akija. Karibu Meto.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Dr. William Samoei Ruto, mawaziri ambayo wako hapa, PSS, na sisi wote amjambo. It gives me great pleasure, Your Excellency, to invite you, to welcome you to this crown, for this great function of groundbreaking for the development of a great facility that is going to be an icon in this region. As you noted, Your Excellency, when we were taking you through, this facility is going to be one of its own kind in this region. So mine, Your Excellency, is to welcome all of us to this crown for this ceremony. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Asante sana, na sasa tumpigie makofi mjumbe wa eneo hili Jalas aje atukaribishe. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa Jalas.
Thank you so much. Asanteni sana. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, CS Sports, my very good brother, Babu Namwamba, all the CSS and all the protocol observed. Thank you so much, Mr. President, for visiting Lang'ata again and putting up this huge project that will not only benefit the country but also carry aspirations. So there's so many young men and women whose dreams are still based on talent. What we would request as a constituency, we border Kibra down this side and Dagoretti on this other end. When the contractor starts work, kindly tunaomba vijana wetu wapewe kazi, wakue hapa wakifanya kazi kila siku. Asanteni sana. Mheshimiwa Rais, karibu Lang'ata tena. Asante.
Haya basi, na tukiendelea na sasa ningependa nimwalike Honorable Peter Njuguna Gitau, Chairman Sports Kenya, ili aje anene machache. Karibu sana. Tumpigie makofi akija tafadhali.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. We welcome you to Talanta City for this occasion of groundbreaking. And this is your day to give us the consent to start the mega project of construction of this stadium. Thank you, Your Excellency. Na wananchi, karibuni nyote. Asanteni sana.
Na sasa nimwalike chair wa sports katika bunge Dan Wanyama anene machache. Tumpigie makofi pia akija, alafu atamkaribisha waziri tukiendelea.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, our CS, other leaders available, wananchi watukufu, hamjambo. Mine will be very brief. First, to appreciate the executive that for many years, this is the time we have had an executive that supports sports. Initially, the ministry was being looked at second hand. But when you look at it critically, this is where the population of Kenya is. And I want to appreciate the executive that you have taken it upon yourself, and this time around, we are seeing that funds are being channeled in this ministry. And most importantly, Your Excellency, I want to thank the CS who has come in with a lot of vibrancy, that the ministry is now being fed in this country. And I do appreciate that so far, although they have not done well enough, but there is serious improvement in terms of the sports fund, funding federations. But the only challenge I want to give to the CS is that as we put up this infrastructure, what is critical is that how do we manage and prepare our teams? It is not enough just to give allowances and the tickets to the teams. What is more critical is the time to prepare these teams to face these champions. So as we look forward to actually hosting AFCON, it will be more prudent and more emphasizing if we prepare our team well, and we should see Harambee Stars in the final going forward. And that means that we must put so much to prepare our team for that occasion. I want to thank you, and Your Excellency, continue supporting this ministry. Therefore, it is my humble opportunity to welcome my brother, the CS, Honorable Ababu Namwamba, and he is popularly known as Honorable Smart. Welcome, Ababu.
Thank you, bro. Your Excellency, karibu sana Jamhuri Grounds, karibu to the Talanta Sports City. This incredible, historic, iconic project is a manifestation of the whole of government approach to service delivery. It has been a collaborative effort, and especially a partnership between our ministry, the Ministry of Youth Affairs, the Creative Economy and Sports, and the Ministry of Defense. And therefore, Your Excellency, with your permission, allow me to ask my brother and colleague and friend, the Honorable Eden Duale, the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, to say something as a partner in this incredible journey. Karibu sana, my brother.
Your Excellency, on behalf of Kenya Defense Forces, Ministry of Defense, we have our Chief of Defense Forces, General Ogola, the Vice Chief of Defense Forces, Lieutenant General Mwangi, Army Commander, Lieutenant General Njiru, and our PS. We are here under your instruction just as the project managers. And we will make sure, Your Excellency, as before, with the contractor, that all will be done and the timelines will be maintained as per the AFCOM 2027. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, in under 2 years since you ascended to office on September 13, 2022, you have performed a number of stunning miracles, quite literally. You have steadied a crippled economy that was reeling in the typhoon of a searing recession. You have rescued a besieged shilling in unprecedented freefall against all foreign currencies. And you have started reversing the painful cost of living, whose sharp spiral is among the heavy yoke of monstrous national tasks you inherited on that historic sunny afternoon of September 13, 2022. While the spotlight has been on these macroeconomic manifestations of your transformational leadership, and rightly so, at the micro and granular level, sport is among those sectors that have immensely benefited from the miracle of your Midas touch. You see, good sir, at the time you took office, a short 16 months ago, the Kenyan sporting scene was in a dizzying spin, in total shambles. Just to jog our memory with a tip of that gigantic iceberg. Number one, the entire football economy was in the deep freezer, suspended by the world governing body FIFA. Number two, swimming was dead, banned by World Aquatics for eons. Number three, athletics, the jewel in our sporting crown, was on the verge of a devastating ban by World Athletics for unfettered runaway doping. Number four, there was zero state effort of any complexion to support development of the immense talents of our youth, while corporates had taken flight from sports sponsorship. And five, the country's sporting infrastructure was in tatters. No single stadium in Kenya met the stringent CAF and FIFA standards, and Kenyan teams were faced with the very real prospect of hosting their home matches on foreign soil. Yes, the scenario was that grim. In fact, Your Excellency, when October 28, 2022, I landed at the Ministry of Sports after your gracious appointment, I honestly feared that my bossy had condemned me to purgatory. But, Your Excellency, with your firm and reassuring support, guidance, and encouragement, we folded our sleeves and went to work. And voila, it has been miraculous win after miraculous win after miraculous win. Within a month, the FIFA suspension of our football was lifted, while the looming ban on our athletics was averted. Both after intense diplomatic blitz with FIFA President Gianni Infantino and World Athletics President Lord Sebastian Coe, respectively. In 90 days, we had prepared Kenya's first ever sports and creative infrastructure master plan, which we speedily rolled out and saved our national teams the shame of hosting home matches in neighboring stadia. Within 9 months, we were unveiling the Talanta Hela flagship, our revolutionary initiative that is flying Kenya to the future by identifying, nurturing, and monetizing talents in a deliberate, intentional, and structured manner. By month 10, World Aquatics had lifted the long-standing ban on Kenyan swimming. And within exactly 1 year to the month you took office, you took oath of office, Kenya was not only fully back in the fold of world football, but quite incredibly, on September 28, 2023, you stood at the Nairobi Showground, Your Excellency, a short distance from here, to announce to an ecstatic, albeit disbelieving nation that Kenya had won the rights to host Africa's premier sporting event, the Africa Cup of Nations in 2027. Doing so jointly with our good neighbors Uganda and Tanzania under the unprecedented East Africa Pamoja banner. With my East Africa Pamoja team in Cairo, Egypt on that day, Your Excellency, we locked ourselves in a room and danced and shouted Ebenezer. As we speak today, Kenya's pedigree as a sporting powerhouse has been restored. Elite sporting events from the magical Kenya Open, the WRC Safari Rally, and now AFCON are pouring into Kenya like the El Nino rains. And both bilateral and corporate partnerships are growing rapidly, with Kenyans enjoying immediate fruits and benefits like live football broadcasts which had disappeared off our TV screens. Dear fellow countrymen and women, if that is not miraculous transformation, please show me what is. The speed with which we have turned around this sports sector can only belong to the league of the incredulous pairs of Faith Kipyegon and Ferdinand Omanyala. Hongera, sir. Hongera, my boss. You have done it. The spanking new Talanta Sports City, whose groundbreaking we witness here today, is the perfect symbol, the fitting epitome of this incredible journey of unprecedented rapid transformation. With meticulous planning and gradual attention, granular attention to detail, we have spent 6 months of intense work behind the scenes to conceive and curate what promises to be truly an iconic landmark. Your Excellency, the stadium whose groundbreaking you have done today is a unique design that oozes a distinct Kenyan flavor. It has been curated to reflect the very best of Kenyan culture. It is a customized football-only design tailored for soccer, rugby, and elite concerts. It is a compact edifice curated to accentuate electric, passionate atmosphere that will always hand Kenyan teams that crucial 12th man advantage for every home game. The stadium is in sync with the green agenda that is so close to your heart, Your Excellency. And we have paid attention to details like renewable energy and made deliberate effort to fuse this development with botanical gardens and green spaces. The stadium ticks all FIFA and CAF requirements on size, on circulation of funds, on VIP and VVIP spaces, and all those details that FIFA and CAF are so keen on. It is a tech-savvy facility designed for top-level live TV broadcasts, VAR, goal line technology, comparable to the very best in the world. You can compare this to any facility in the world, and it will tick the boxes. Your Excellency, we have also thought beyond AFCON 27, because this facility will stand beyond the tournament. And so we have thought through utility beyond AFCON. We have imagined revenues from naming rights. We are already thinking of professional management of this space that will turn it into an economic hub. Your Excellency, this is a legacy project that helps to deliver on 3 pivotal promises in the plan and in the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. It delivers on the promise of elite sports infrastructure. It delivers on the promise of making Kenya a competitive destination for elite sporting events. And it delivers on the promise of using sports as an economy to provide opportunities for our youth. And yet, this is only the beginning. Your Excellency, we have also made effort to compare the cost of this project with other similar projects. And I can assure the people of Kenya, compared to projects like the Alassane Ouattara Stadium in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, that hosted the recent AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire, compared to the new stadium in Kigali, Rwanda, the Amahoro Stadium, we have done a cost analysis, and Your Excellency, I can look Kenyans in the eye and tell them cost per unit, this stadium is way cheaper than those other stadiums. Your Excellency, this stadium is the centerpiece of our infrastructure development master plan, and we have already imagined what should be done in the rest of the country. You know, Your Excellency, that Kasarani is already under renovation as part of the AFCON hosting preparations. In fact, I'm happy to report that Kasarani is already at 30% of refurbishment. And by December this year, Your Excellency, will be inviting you to officially open a refurbished Kasarani Stadium. We are also on a blaze to refurbish other facilities. We are refurbishing Buhungu Stadium in Kakamega, which we have designated as the host venue for Africa's second-tier football tournament, the African Nations Championship, or CHAN. And we are already on with that. We are already refurbishing Kandui, in Bungoma, and many, many other places, including Kipchoge Keino Stadium in Eldoret. Your Excellency, we are also imagining facilities in places like Mombasa, and we have made plans. I know there has been debate on the location of this project, and we have looked at Mombasa, and I'm glad to report to you, Your Excellency, that we have already prepared a plan to have a fitting facility in the coastal region. Excellency, let me conclude by reminding us that failing to plan is planning to fail. And what we witness here today is the result of meticulous planning from December 6, 2022, when Cabinet first passed a resolution approving a request by the ministry to bid for the Africa Cup of Nations 2027. And from that date, that magical date of December 6, 2022, Your Excellency, we have been able to plan. I want to thank you for your guidance. When we were ready to bid for AFCON, we asked you to flag off the bid, and you gladly accepted to do so from State House. It is your action that triggered our partners in Kampala and Dar es Salaam to follow suit and to build a formidable East Africa Pamoja team. Thank you for the leadership, Your Excellency. Allow me also to thank my cabinet colleagues that this project has received incredible support from my colleagues in cabinet. And any time we have submitted cabinet memos, cabinet papers, cabinet briefs, it has received that support. And I want to assure you, Your Excellency, our sportsmen and women, and the people of Kenya, that Kenya will be ready to be a proud co-host of AFCON in 2027. And we are working with the Federation to ensure, Your Excellency, that we don't want just to participate. Hatuwezi jenga kitu kama hii, alafu Harambee Stars iwe knocked out in the preliminaries. So as we build infrastructure, we are also, Your Excellency, investing in the long-term development of a formidable Harambee Stars. Formidable Harambee Stars. A Harambee Star that will not only participate, but compete effectively against Africa's best here at Talanta Sports City. Asante sana, Mheshimiwa Rais. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being the champion. Let me also thank your colleagues, your brother, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni in Uganda, and your sister, Mama Suluhu, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania. The three of you have led us to build a formidable team, and together we shall make East Africa proud in 2027. Allow me now, sir, with your permission, to ask the President of Football Kenya Federation to say something as a key partner on this journey.
Thank you, Waziri. Your Excellency the President, I'll be very brief. For 1 year since you came to office, I was here for about 7 years. And that 1 year has been bigger for us in football than 7 years, Your Excellency. And why? Because all national teams now are taken seriously. We were in the finals of under-18 Sekafa last year, where we performed very well. The national team Harambee Stars now in every window inacheza na mataifa kubwa kubwa. We beat Qatar, your president. Huko kwao tuliwafunga. Tulikuwa na Wakenya 14,000 walikuja kushangilia na tukawafunga. We also drew against Russia. Wakaanza kusema sasa maneno ingine. sasa ingeniletea shida. But now we are working with the ministry every day to make sure that Harambee Stars will be ready. And I want to assure you, as you said, Harambee Stars will be ready. But hii kiwanja, nikimalizia, we went to war, Your Excellency, for AFCON. Tulikuwa namba 3 tukipanda ndege hapa. Because Algeria was going to win. Lakini tulifika huko, na waziri, na PS, tukakoroga maneno, na wanasiasa huko. Walifanya hivi wakatoka na Kenya. Ndio tukatangaza. So I want to thank you for your support. And I want to say that hii kiwanja, I've been to all AFCON since 2017. Hii kiwanja is only at par with 4 in Africa. 1 in South Africa, 1 in Senegal, 1 is being built in Rwanda, na hii yetu. So tuko kwa hiyo level kama ile ya Lusail ilikuwa Qatar. I want to thank you so much. Finally, Wakenya wote sasa, I had a debate with you and Waziri in March this year. Na matches za Harambee Stars ziko kwa TV. Matches za Harambee Stars ziko kwa TV. Matches zote za ligi 2 kila weekend ziko KBC for free for all Kenyans. Just from a small debate we had with you in March this year. Thank you so much, sir, and thank you for having me. Thank you.
Asante sana, Your Excellency. Before I invite our governor, allow me to acknowledge the Ministry of Sports. Allow me just to ask the Principal Secretary to lead the whole of the team to rise so that we can acknowledge them. Your Excellency, this team has worked incredibly round the clock. PS Engineer Toom, the team from Sports Kenya, Nuh, the CEO of the Sports Fund, the whole team, together with our State Department of Youth Affairs, led here by PS Ismail. I really, really want to acknowledge this team before you, Your Excellency. It's an incredible team. Asanteni sana. Na uambie rais ya kwamba tunajenga timu ya vijana to understudy our senior team. Boys like Aldrin Kibet, Amos Wanjala, Alvin Kasavuli, Louis Ngavi, they represent the future of sports. And we are working very closely with the Federation to fast-track their development so that they can be the future of our sports. Asanteni sana, my colleagues. Now it's my privilege and pleasure to invite my brother and friend, the governor of the city of Nairobi. Karibu sana, Governor.
Thank you very much, Waziri Ababu Namwamba. Your Excellency, the President, Mawaziri, colleagues, leaders within government, good morning. Your Excellency, you know we have guests. Apologies, we are waiting for the French State Minister, André Beville, who is part of the United Nations Environmental Assembly. We were hosting him this morning at Uhuru Park, Central Park, and they're going to the railway station to see the work that you're helping us with. So those are brief conflict, but I'm glad to be here. It is wonderful to be here with sports people and to see the work that you've been able to do in such a short time, as our FKF president has been able to see. Your Excellency, this year's AFCON was watched by 2 billion people in 180 countries around the world. Nearly 100 broadcasters bought the rights. We can be sure that when it's our turn, there will be many more broadcasters, many more viewers, and even greater interest in this tournament. It will be Kenya's most important opportunity to brand itself in the minds of the world since Eliud Kipchoge's heroics, and the most important football event ever since Gor Mahia won the Cup Winners' Cup in 1987. Your Excellency, you know I love sports. I have the blood of a champion. I'm the son of a champion, you know that. My mother, Emily Ayoti Kubasu, was one of the last to win the 200 meters in the Commonwealth. And I'm glad that you have accepted to grace her 30th anniversary this year since she passed on. So, wakaniuliza mbona mamangu alikuwa anakimbia na mimi sikimbii. Nikamwambia I ran for office. She used to run for athletics. Me, I ran for political office. Your Excellency, I've also been the patron of AFC Leopards, which is still our team. And this year we're celebrating our 60th anniversary of AFC Leopards. We hope that Your Excellency will be able to grace that event. I believe we're ready for takeoff. As hosts, we need to be ready to go deep into the tournament. Of course, as Ababu Namwamba said, we cannot be eliminated in the first round of a tournament we are co-hosting. And of course, we want takeoff so that our country can continue to produce the talent and the successful footballers long after the tournament is over. So ladies and gentlemen, these are the tasks that we have to grapple with. We need to put on a memorable tournament. We need to put together a team that lives up to the standard expected of a host. And we need to maintain production of talent long after we're done. Can we do it? Are we ready? Of course we can. I'm really pleased and honored that the President and your government, Your Excellency, you've thrown your full weight behind this project. You've committed to the upgrading of infrastructure that we need to host this tournament, and you've committed to a long-term plan to train talented young Kenyans so that our footballers and our sports people can take their place amongst the world's best. We in Nairobi County are especially thankful for your generosity as a national government in choosing us as the site of this talent city. Your Excellency, kwa hii uwanja tumecheza ball kama vijana. Our people in Ngando across the road have always, have been worrying because we told them when we build this stadium, watakuwa wanakuja kucheza tukijenga ground. We used to watch from the other side. Now there's a mound that blocks even the view from the road. Unajua ile changamoto tulikuwa nayo kupata hii kiwanja. Ilikuwa imechukuliwa na wakora. I think more than 4 people had title deeds on this ground. But we thank you for your grit. We thank you for your stamina and for your position that public land must always revert to the public. This belongs to the people of Kenya and the people of Nairobi. Your Excellency, as a county government, we have also made a lot of progress. We have completed the Dandora Stadium, which was stalled for a long time in the previous administration. We're going to be launching it with Safaricom during the Chapa Dimba Festival. We hope you are going to be our guest of honor on that date in April. We are doing the Joka Denge Stadium, what was known as City Stadium. We are revamping it. And also we're doing Woodley Stadium. We hope that we can count on your support in those endeavors. We're going to have a statue of Joka Denge, one of our greatest football heroes, just like Thierry Henry's at Emirates Stadium, outside City Stadium, which used to be called Donholm Stadium. We thank you for your support. Nimeongea na mdosi ya Sports Fund, mkubwa ya Sports Fund, amesema pia anaweza kutuchangia. Tusaidie, tutengeneze hiyo stadium pamoja. To make a budget ya 800 million kama county, but najua ukituongezea kama 800 ingine ama 1B itakuwa ni noma sana na itaweza, Your Excellency. Asante sana and karibu sana Nairobi.
Thank you, Governor. We'll certainly work with you. Your Excellency, before we invite you, allow me to clarify something important about this site. This site, as Governor has said, was subject of activities which I'm glad this project will bring an end to. But importantly, as we start this project, is to note that some public funds had already been spent here. A number of pitches had been developed using public funds. The pitch where we are seated now is a rugby pitch. We have a number, now 2 football pitches. The one where you scored a classic penalty, and that is a penalty we would love to see Harambee Stars score at this stadium. And the other pitch, the other side. All those developments we want to announce to the country have been saved and nothing has been wasted. We've been able to rescue all the fields. We have rescued all the forest areas, or even the toilets, like the toilet facility right here. Your Excellency, we have arranged with the contractor. It is going to be lifted as is and taken somewhere else where it can be made use of. The hustler bazaars, the parking, everything that has consumed public resources here will be saved and put to use. And now, good people, it is my privilege, honor, and pleasure to ask you to stand up so that we can welcome His Excellency, the President of the Republic, to address us. Karibu sana sa.
Thank you. Thank you, Babu. Asanteni sana. Tafadhali tunaweza keti chini. Mheshimiwa Waziri wa Sports, Mheshimiwa Waziri wa Defense, President wa Federation yetu, Bwana Mwenda, mbunge wa sehemu hii Bwana Jalash, na gavana wetu wa jiji la Nairobi, Mheshimiwa Sachs, na hawa wangwana wengine wote, na wanaspoti wa taifa letu la Kenya, hamjambo. I am very, very delighted to be here with you as we break ground for the construction of this historic Talanta Sports City, a transformative project that is designed to redefine our nation's sporting profile and deliver an iconic facility and infrastructural development for this city and for our nation. In the bottom-up economic transformation plan and agenda for our country, we committed to facilitate our sportsmen and women and deliver adequate resources to develop every sporting discipline for Kenya to live up to its identity as a sporting nation. Among the necessary interventions set out in our plan were to return Kenya to international football, promote county-level leagues and inter-county championships, culminating in a national sport festival, and dedicated finance for sport infrastructure development. I am happy to announce that we have delivered and continue to make progress in transforming Kenyan sports into a global, competitive, and highly lucrative national sector. To begin with, Kenya is a co-host, together with East African brotherly nations of Tanzania and Uganda, of the 2027 edition of the Cup of Nations, meaning that we will be participating in a continental and internationally accredited tournament and also actually hosting a number of games here in Kenya and right here in this stadium. We have developed and are implementing with great determination the Sports and Creative Industry Infrastructure Development Master Plan. This is devoted to providing state-of-the-art competition and training facilities to comfortably host and facilitate world-class international competitions. It will also provide high-quality training facilities for our sports people and develop a countrywide network of talent incubation and development hubs. Evidently, AFCON 2027 is just the beginning of our nation's endeavor to become a regional, continental, and global center for sport development and competition. To get there, we are committed to invest intensively and strategically to upgrade various sport facilities, including the comprehensive renovation of Kasarani Stadium, as well as the construction of new modern premises and amenities. It is our intention to make AFCON 2027 a memorable continental showpiece, and we are literally working round the clock. If you visit the Kasarani Stadium, work is underway on a 24-hour basis to ensure that renovations are completed on a high standard or to a high standard by next year, well in advance of AFCON 2027. In fact, I have just confirmed from Minister Ababu that in fact that timeline has been reviewed, that Kasarani will be complete by end of this year. Beyond AFCON, we recognize sport and creative industry as primary youthful sectors. Consequently, our sports and creative industry development strategy is intentional about leveraging the immense direct and indirect opportunities for job creation, for talent development, and for wealth creation for our young people in Kenya. We want every sporting discipline and creative endeavor to pay adequately and provide rewarding employment and other opportunities to talented people in Kenya. Under the Talanta Hela initiative, we have set out a sustainable program to identify, develop, and monetize sporting and creative talent. With the infrastructure plan, we are deploying resources from diverse arrangements, including public-private partnership, like to a good extent what's going to happen here, to develop and meet present and future infrastructure and inventory requirements. I invite stakeholders, including potential infrastructure development partners, to explore these opportunities and become part of Kenya's transformation in a world-beating sector. Our bottom-up economic transformation agenda acknowledges our country's youth bulge and approaches it as an unprecedented opportunity to catalyze a historic explosion of possibilities across our country. We are here today, therefore, to demonstrate this commitment by accompanying our promises with investment. The Talanta Sports City represents our determination in action to connect our youth to meaningful opportunities to explore their talent, give themselves an opportunity to train in modern facilities, and work with us towards winning the games that we are set out to engage in. Our journey to return Kenya into a global sporting powerhouse is firmly underway. Under the Talanta Hela initiative, the Kenya Academy of Sports has, within its first year of implementation, assembled a vast pool of impressive talent which have begun to feed to our national sporting teams, clubs, and academies with high-caliber sportsmen and sportswomen. Our commitment to deliver a sustainable pipeline of formidable talent places us in a highly promising position with regard to future competitions. We can look forward to a strong performance from Harambee Stars on home soil. And I hope Harambee Stars are listening to me come 2027. Likewise, future Olympic and other international competitions will witness transformed Kenyan teams harvesting medals with renewed efficiency. As Ababu has said, apart from this stadium that we are going to build here in a record under 2 years, I have agreed with the ministry, and that is why the Ministry of Sports is represented here, and the Ministry of Defense is also represented here, because we want this stadium to be built to world-class standards using military discipline. So I will expect our defense team, Aden Duale, the CDF, and your team, to make sure that all the timelines we have agreed are kept by the contractor. And I expect that there will be supervision every week and every 2 weeks. And I will be here myself every 3 months until this facility is completed. To get to the top of global sport and creativity, we have to start at the bottom, right down to the foundation, which is infrastructure development. And that is why this groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the Talanta Sports City is therefore another step up the ladder of our bottom-up transformation of our sport and creative industry. And as the minister has said, this facility will be accompanied by the renovation in Kasarani. We will then proceed to renovation in Nyayo. The renovation in Buhungu Stadium in Kakamega will be underway to deal with our competitions. The renovation in Buhungu Stadium, the renovation in Kipchoge Stadium, and we are seriously considering another stadium in Mombasa. There was a huge debate as to whether we should have this facility here or we should have it in Mombasa. For reasons that I was persuaded, we decided that this facility will be here, but we will equally find a place in Mombasa to do a good stadium that will be a low-altitude stadium, which will both support our sportsmen in athletics and in other games to train at the low altitude facilities in Mombasa. Let me commend the work that has been done over the last 6 months. I know many teams, they have met with me many times. We have gone back and forth because we wanted to make sure that the stadium is world-class, it will be built in record time, and it will be cost-effective. Because ultimately, we must account for every shilling that we spend from the coffers of the people of Kenya. I am also very proud that the team has also taken into account the position of Kenya as a great champion of matters renewable energy, environmental issues. Hosting UNEP here in itself is a big step and a major statement. And therefore, I am very happy that many of the trees here will not be cut down, many of them will be saved, and we will plant additional trees, as we have done again this morning. I'm also happy that all the facilities that initially had been put in place have been saved, and that no facility here that had been constructed using public money will be lost, that we are going to keep all the facilities here. And this facility is not only going to serve our premier competitions, but also the grounds here will have opportunities for people from Gando and all these areas to also use the facilities in this stadium. For those who don't know, I lived in Gando here, and therefore I am in the village when I am here, and I am very happy that I have come to break ground in my former village to build a world-class stadium. The ministry should work in collaboration with the county government of Nairobi so that we can agree on how young people, sportsmen and women from these local villages here can also have access to use this facility so that we can grow talent from the local community here. Let me also confirm that we are going to work with the Nairobi City Council in the facilities they have mentioned, whether it is the city stadium that they want to convert into Joe Kadenge Stadium. I want to ask Babu Namwamba to have consultations with the governor so that we can see what facilities and what resources we can make available to support the county government of Nairobi in the construction of that facility. And let me assure sportsmen and women that they are front and center in our plan to ensure that sports, and Kenya being a great sporting nation, that sports receives the requisite support, financial, policy, political, goodwill, support for our teams so that we can continue to take our place as a sporting nation in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, with this groundbreaking, the construction of the Talanta City is officially launched. Asanteni sana.